Be sure to check out Moll's new book, Seductive Tables for Two, right now at mollanderson.com. Now let's get back to the Gracie Award winner, Moll Anderson.
Welcome back to the Moll Anderson Show. Well, Jennifer Ford Berry is an organizational expert, best-selling author, entrepreneur, and speaker. Her first book, Organize Now, a week-by-week guide to simplify your space in your life, has sold over 300,000 copies worldwide. She's currently writing her next book, which will be launched in November 2013, but she's on my show now to help us organize our own lives. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Moll. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for being on. So tell me, how would you suggest someone who wants to tackle the bedroom first get started? The closet, for instance.
Well, a lot of organizers will tell you to completely empty it before you start, but not everybody has, 3 hours to devote to this. So this is like a project you can divide up into smaller pieces. So I always suggest if you have 30 minutes or an hour of free time, go in and just go through and pull out everything that you definitely don't want to keep. Get rid of that first.
Okay.
And it's just things that you pull off the off the rack, and you're kind of like, it doesn't excite you. You don't want to put it on.
Okay.
You're just over it. Get rid of that, bag it up, get it out of your house, and then the next time you have some extra time, then start going through and trying things on, sorting, definitely keeping, and a maybe. And all the maybes you want to pull out and kind of while you have a few minutes, start trying them on and deciding. And if you're really, after you decide, you try the clothes on, you really cannot decide yes or no, I always put them in a holding tank, which can just be a bin under your bed or in a closet, and give it an expiration date. If you don't wear it or think about it for 3 months, then it definitely needs to go.
I like that one. And you know why? Because I kind of do that myself. I go through and I'll leave them on the hangers, but I've got this room downstairs and I put an old rolling rack in it. And I thought, well, I'm just going to move them.
Perfect.
And I'm not giving them away yet. And you know what? I forgot they were down there. And then I thought, well, if I forgot they were down there, then I really can exist without them. And clearly they're not an important part of my wardrobe, so I gave them away to some girlfriends.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm glad you pointed that out, Moll, because that is really a really, really, really great idea to motivate you to clear things out of your closet, is to have a swap party with your girlfriend or your girlfriends. And then there's all different funny names for them right now, but basically you invite
tell us
friends
some.
over.
I want to know what they're calling it. What are they calling that?
Oh, I don't know if I can say it on air.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, it's a
we're XM,
blank party.
A what party?
Blank and switch party, or you can say it the other way around. You get what I'm saying. It's very fun.
Uh-oh.
So you're not complaining anymore. You're giving it away and switching it. And
okay.
It's a fun reason to get together with your girlfriends. And you have them bring, you can say, bring clothes you don't want anymore. I'll have mine, and maybe invite 5-10 girlfriends, and make it fun. And then sometimes your friends, I do this with my friends, their clothes seem new to me. It makes me excited, where my clothes, I'm just over them and they need to go. So It's really fun, and it obviously saves you a lot of money.
Well, that's a good idea. I like that. We got to come up with some other names for this. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot there. Oh my gosh, I thought it was going to be something cute like, shoes, do's, blah, 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 the blues.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was going to be something like that. So sorry about that. Well, clutter, we all know, definitely causes stress. What are some of the ways we can declutter our lives and houses?
Well, here's the thing, and my books are all step-by-step guides that's 1 week at a time. You don't want to say, okay, this weekend I'm going to organize my entire life. You need to map it out. You need
so we can't do it all in one day?
No.
Lord knows I try.
Well, and when you do that, you get burnt out, and then you want to give up. So you want to just come up with a plan. What are the areas that are really bothering you? Write them down and look at your planner and say, when can I plug in some time to work on these areas? And if it's only 30 minutes or an hour, it's no big deal. At least you're working toward the end result, rather than just saying, you know what, I don't have time, so I'm not going to begin. And if you take it into bite-sized pieces, then it's less overwhelming. So that's the way, and I always suggest starting with the area that is driving you crazy. So whatever is the most annoying, that's where you should start.
Well, and I love feng shui, and I know that there's this whole thinking about moving so many things. What is it, 13 things? If you start moving 13 things, it's energy. I believe if you start moving anything, you get energy going,
Exactly. And that's what I was going to say is if you start, even if you set a timer and you say, okay, today I'm going to organize my kitchen cupboards for 30 minutes, that 30 minutes, the timer goes off and it's the end for today. It's the end rather than feeling like I can't begin unless I have 5 hours to do my whole kitchen.
What if you've dumped your whole bathroom makeup drawer on the floor and it's got like 5,000 things on it and that timer goes off? It's like, and you're only halfway through, and I could honestly say I found myself like that where I've been in the middle of something. It's like, oh crap, I got to get dressed. I've got a function I got to be at. And then I end up scooping that up and putting it in the other drawer. And I'm like, okay, I'll deal with that tomorrow.
Right, which if you just maybe said, okay, I'm going to go in, look through my makeup drawer and pull out the things that I definitely don't want, and then a different day pull out the, maybes, and then another day you said, these are all the things I'm definitely keep, and you dumped those out, cleaned it, and put them back right away, that might be a way to break up the one project into, different smaller steps.
Well, and that's good because, makeup, I don't know why it's so hard to get rid of makeup. I'll have an eyeshadow that's been cracked and dropped 5,000 million times, but it's that color, it's that perfect color, and then I'll travel with it and it'll open up and inevitably it'll end up all in the bottom of my purse. Yeah. But now that I've been learning about expiration dates and you're not supposed to have mascara for too long and all of this, that can be very helpful for women to understand you do have to get rid of it every so often, correct?
You do, and I'm glad you pointed that out. They do have expiration dates, especially mascara. And, don't hang on to makeup because you paid money for it. If you're never going to wear it, it's not worth taking up space in your makeup drawer. It's okay to let it go. Again, this is something you can ask a girlfriend if they would like it. But just because you bought it doesn't mean you have to keep it forever. If it's not a good shade, it's not matching your skin tone, those are, it's okay to let it go.
And, also, there are some really wonderful women crisis centers I found out.
Exactly.
And with clothes or with makeup, jewelry, old handbags, things that still look nice, not things that have been used and abused, but things that you aren't using that could really help some women out there who, are forced to leave in the night and don't have everything and they're trying to go get a job. So we can donate to things like that, which could be super helpful.
Exactly. There's so many. And, speaking of feng shui, I believe that just because things come into your life doesn't mean you have to hang on to them forever. And it's really this is a flow, and you don't want to be that, person that can't part. You want to part with things that you're not loving and using, and that will open up space in your life for new things and new opportunities to come in.
I agree. I like that. I definitely like that. Well, now the kitchen is another cluster area. And with all the Tupperware lids that don't fit and the extra pieces we never use, what are some tips to tidy up the kitchen? Because I don't know, I inherited this from my mother, and I didn't realize it until her caregiver called me the other day and said, your mom has trouble putting lids on tightly. I think maybe she's having pain in her hands. I said, oh no. I said, I inherited that from my mother. And my parents fought about it when I was a little girl, and I remember hearing him say, Mary Ellen, can't you put the lid on every time? And it's so funny. I inherited that. So now I'm forcing myself to put the lids and stop and do that. I'm changing that behavior at 53 years old.
Awesome. That's great. It's funny you mentioned Tupperware because I just did that with a client today. And I was telling her, I said, this is one of the most annoying pieces to organize. There's no magic solution right now. But the biggest thing is to not keep, it's like everybody wants to keep 100 pieces of Tupperware. You don't need that much.
No.
Be realistic. How much do you need for 1 week? You don't need enough Tupperware to save in your home, to supply the entire family on Thanksgiving with leftovers. You don't have to do that. They could bring their own.
That's right.
You could use Ziploc bags. There's other alternatives. So you want to make sure that they all have lids, match them all up, and then stack them inside of each other whenever possible. You can also use the, you'll see this product that makes it like a cover into an extra space like you would use for like a plate stacker. Those are also great for Tupperware. But another thing that I love, the lids in a drawer above the Tupperware, and if you happen to have a drawer where your Tupperware containers will fit in, that really is the best solution rather than getting down on your knees and kind of digging back inside of a cupboard. If you can do it in a drawer, if you have a cupboard without a drawer, you can always install one.
That's a good idea. And, honestly, I was at Sam's Club last week. Yes, I do go to Sam's Club. I know I have some friends that are going, yeah, do you really? No, I really do. I love Sam's Club. And they have these boxes that you can buy. It's like under $20. And it's like all assorted kind of Tupperware type containers with lids. Everything fits and matches. And I was like, okay, for $20, you can't afford not to throw out all those nasty lids and all that other stuff and organize your life.
I completely agree. I wish everybody would have matching Tupperware.
I know. Isn't that the best thing?
It's not worth it to save the old butter containers.
I know. I think everybody should just give their girlfriends this year for their birthday big boxes of Tupperware with matching lids. I love that idea.
I love it.
I love that. Well, tell me about your career. I know that you're just not sitting there writing books.
No, I actually have a lot going on. I've been an expert organizer for almost 12 years.
Now, does that mean we can call you and hire you to come and do it for us?
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, it's exact. I mean, I still do that about 3 days a week. I also am in the middle of writing another book. This will be my 4th book. It's due out in November. I have part of a iPhone app, so you can find that on your iPhone if you have one. It's called Mom's Intuition, and it's an free organizing app. And I have a channel on there. It's all sorts of tips that you can do, easy. Everything I do is very straightforward and something that you can do quickly rather than reading a whole novel, that's, you're exhausted by the time you read 2 chapters thinking, oh, my God.
Thank you, because we're already tired.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have any time. And we just want to be told what to do. So the books are just cut and dry. And there's also a lot of things on my blog, my website. I'm now on a local channel here in Buffalo. I speak. So everything I do is organizing, and I just feel, so blessed that I get to do that every day because it really is a passion of mine.
Well, that's so awesome, Jennifer. Well, go out and get their books now. I mean, there's several of them. Organize Now sounds like a good one to start with, that's for sure. And next year, pick up that next one. Do we know the title of that one?
Every single book is called Organize Now, but they're all different types of, like the first one is a week-by-week guide to simplify your space in your life. That's all mostly home.
Okay.
The next one is Organize Now, your money, business, and career. And the one I'm doing right now is more about inner clutter, like health, spirit, and your mind.
Well, I love it. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you'll come back when that book comes out.
Anytime. Thanks so much, Mel.
All right. Thanks, Jennifer. Up next, on Loving Women, author James Moore joins me to tell us how to be a better lover and mate as the Moll Anderson Show continues.
Be sure to check out Moll's new book, Seductive Tables for Two, right now at mollanderson.com.